It's Saturday, it's the weekend, it's the 21st of March, and our reading is from 1 John 2:24. Let what you heard from the beginning abide in you. If what you heard from the beginning abides in you, then you too will abide in the Son and in the Father. Now, obviously, salvation, once we've accepted Christ, it's the gospel that's abiding in us. Then we are saved. That's the end of that discussion. We're going to go home to be with the Lord. But what we need to do is let the reality of that gospel abide in us. In other words, live according to the fact that we are saved. And that affects how we abide in the Father and the Son. In other words, affects the fellowship. And I'm always making this distinction because so many people I know forget we never can lose our relationship. In other words, we will always be in the Father, but we can lose fellowship. But if we abide in the gospel, that is the truth that we first learned, then that will affect how we live. And I'm sure you've seen, maybe you were one yourself, new Christians, often young ones, who are on fire for the Lord. They're telling everybody, and sometimes in inappropriate ways, but it's because they're so blessed in having received the gospel. And then over time, they start to lose some of that enthusiasm, that on fire for the Lord. They may be growing in the word, they may be growing in spiritual maturity, but we don't always maintain that initial excitement. And that's normal. It's a lot like when people first start dating. Their brain chemistry shifts. They're crazy, which is why we say you don't even know anybody unless you've known them from a year and a half to 2 years. Even discuss marriage because you need time for your brain chemistry to reassert itself. So the issue is the mature Christian isn't always as much on fire, but we still need to remember who we are in the gospel, all that implies in what God has done for us, and therefore the blessing that we have the opportunity to share with others. So the only question for me and for you is, are we still abiding? And I'll see you tomorrow, the Lord's Day. Have a great Saturday. Have some fun. Go fishing. I think I'll go outside and do some surfing. Yeah. Bye.